around, we were 3 consultants away from executive consultant. Okay, so turn it into, if you're an SE, the best thing that you can do is take your mind off the 5 people you have to get and just turn it into a game and just go help a bunch of people. Help people promote. That's the key. Help them do what you did. And tell them about your struggles. Hey, listen, it's not easy, but I did it, so that means you can do it. Okay? Play that game. If you're a regional consultant, get your butt to SC so you can play the game, okay? All right, that's it for me. Now, I hope I said something that'll help you guys out. We'll be here, till you need us. But if you've got any questions and you just need to talk to someone who used to be shy, come talk to me, okay? So I get to introduce the next guy. Tian Bowie, for us, he was just a name, a long time ago. He was just a name in our power zone. We'd never met him, but we'd always see him at the top of all these lists, and we're like, oh my gosh, who is this guy? Well, have you ever seen a Vietnamese guy who can speak Spanish? Yeah, it didn't make sense to me either, right? But we were in Maui with him, and he was like talking Spanish to someone. I'm like, what? That doesn't sound like Vietnamese. He's like, no, I used to be a Spanish teacher. I was like, wow, okay, cool. That's not fair. Very not fair. But he is a national consultant. He's an ex-public school teacher. Dude, this guy is like the Energizer Bunny. He's a lot like Rose. I mean, he's just bouncing around all over the place. He's always happy. We love going to Dallas to actually see him present, and he brings energy into the room. I'm sure he's a multiple 5-star winner, and please stand to your feet and help me welcome to the stage national consultant Tian Bowie.
Thank you, man.
Kill it.
Let's give a round of applause for the Duncan. Thank you. Yeah. All right, I think the next couple minutes here, I'm going to make some unorthodox mental change for you guys. Some of the information, hopefully, it doesn't offend you too much. I'm kind of switch your brain gear into like a different mode, okay? And on top of that, there's millions and one ways to build Ambit energy. It's not a one-size-fit-all. The 526 and Ambit energy where you give the system, everyone all of a sudden everyone's successful. This is a custom fit. You are not one-size-fit-all. You are all custom fit. What I'm trying to say by that is that look at the person next to you. They're different. Their personality is different. Height, race, everything. We're just different people. That's what makes you a world unique place. So it's okay to really know that, hey, someone will do it and someone won't, but I want to show you what I've done among all this and how I've achieved this. And I hope that after, the 5 or 10, 20 minutes, if you could take away just 2 ideas, meditate on it, that's all you're going to really need. So I want to give you a little bit more about my background. So look at my face. I am Asian. I was born Asian. I think I'm going to die Asian, So I expect that to happen. I used to be a public high school teacher. I did everything by the books. I am an immigrant. I was born in Vietnam. We escaped after the Vietnam War. Here in the United States, this is a great land of the free, home of the braves. I did everything by the book, meaning all the way to high school, graduated on time, wasn't a high school dropout or anything, right? I went to college. It took me 6 years to get an undergrad. I know the party was kind of hard, but normal people did it in 4. I did in 6. All those people who think you're not smart out there, I'm giving you hope. All right, that one. After graduating as a public high school teacher, I taught in Plano East Senior High School. Those who know, we're in Fort Worth. Well, Plano East, north there by Frisco, in that area. There's a little high school there, and I taught there. Total 9 years, but one of the saddest things, and I remember Lisa Easton talked about this yesterday. She doesn't have a college degree. I got a college degree, and guess what? I was still broke. So in other words, having a college degree doesn't necessarily guarantee you having a great lifestyle and being rich. I couldn't even afford a house. I lived in an apartment. And this apartment was junky as I can't say, right? So that was my lifestyle, and I had to swallow the humble pill, meaning I knew I had these plaque and degrees on the wall. I had to get a second job. And you know where I went? I didn't go to some corporate world asking for a vice president position. I went to 7-Eleven. I was already willing to be a cashier there for $7.25. I fill out my application, name, social, your educational background, everything. I fill it out. And I remember asking myself two vivid questions. I still remember in my brain to this very day. What have I done wrong with my life to get to this very point? I mean, I looked at the world and the sky like, man, stop jipping me. Stop lying to me. I did everything by the book. Why am I finding myself getting a second job and being broke? And then I think, and the second question is, I know I'm going to work for the rest of my life. I think it's going to happen. I don't know when the recession is going to hit. I don't know anything about business, background, Ambit, nothing. The only thing I knew was just grading papers, giving detentions, and things like that, and answering emails. It was my life for years on end. And then I waited, and this girl from church called me up, and she explained about Ambit. And of course, I didn't understand anything, especially so many numbers. I mean, you guys you've seen the comp plan, right? Like 7 levels, 9 levels. Ask me right now, how much do you get paid on level 4 on senior? I don't know. I just don't know. How much is the weekly commission if you're a senior? Answer like 4 consultants. I don't know. Ask me that one. I don't. One thing I do know is they're going to pay you. Just put in there and they pay you, and as long as they pay you weekly, your residual is gradually growing. I know how to make an extra $100. There's 2 customers, $100. That's a basic part behind it. And I continue helping other people, making sure they get $100. If they get the double bonus, great. If you get the 8 customers, great. I want to encourage them on that. And I built all the way to national consultant. Holy smokes. Like, holy smokes. So by default, as long as you help enough people, you're going to get what you get on it. And I want to share you 2 of my biggest pet peeves. And until you're there, until you're down to $35 left to your name, you won't understand. A lot of people say, TN, being rich will not buy you happiness. You know what I found out? Being poor didn't buy me happiness either. It's just so clear. And people say, oh, rich people, they're greedy. The only thing they want is money and this and that. Well, poor people want money too. So only smoke until you have that, until that area, until that part there, until you're in that situation, you truly understand. And the second one is money isn't everything. And I was telling some people who people who've been laid off, who've been stressful, behind on their bills, mortgages, car payment. My car almost got towed twice by Chase Bank. Yes, Chase Bank, all those bankers that are working for Chase. If you call me up, I know who you are exactly, because I couldn't pay it. So I was like, oh my gosh, if my car gets towed, I can't get to work. And it was a new used car. I had to finance a used car. That's how poor I was, right? And then until you're there, I just knew money was such a major important factor. I could bring enthusiasm to the bank. They're not going to take it. Right. Yeah, I can bring good intentions to the bank, but when I bring a check to the bank, oh, hello, Tien, how are you, right? Even this yellow jacket, they won't take the yellow jacket at the bank. But I got a bunch of checks already I gave them, allow Ambit to give me this one part here. And here, the last part here, I grew by learning from my failures. Just like if you fall and then people judge you and you made that phone call and they say no and you stop and you think, what did I say wrong? This and that. Just fail your way and smile. Somehow just smile and buckle along and just move forward. I always encourage that. Just fail your way to success, and whatever you do, don't quit. My whole intention right now, this topic here is called activity versus results. A lot of senior consultants, regional, even executive, you find yourself busy. And you're just doing this, making calls, but there's no results. There's no next week's paycheck. In other words, what am I doing wrong? And instead of just constantly being busy and then the thing that shouts the loudest gets your attention, don't do that. You stay laser focused on what you want. Like, that's it. This is what I want. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to V-line it. Let's go for it. You already know what you want. I don't know if you guys saw, Thursday night, I dedicate my time towards the business presentation. But I came home just on time for the Oakland Raiders versus the Kansas City Chiefs game. I'm not any of their fans, but I want to tell you a moral behind this. They knew what they want. They wanted that touchdown. Even though it took them 3 or 4 tries right at the last minute, they knew what they want. The quarterback knew what he wanted. The receiver knew what he wanted. Everyone knew what they want. So what do you guys? You have to know what you want. Don't convert Ambit energy into like a bar where it's just a social environment, everyone's happy, and guess what? You bring happiness to the bank, they're not taking it. Remember that. You could talk, chat, but spend time with the people that really help you focus on what your goal is. Delete all your distractions, and you don't get what you wish for in Ambit energy. You get what you work for. period. Like, period. Like it or not, but TN, I don't care. Okay, I don't care. Right? You get what you work for. You know your why you started Ambit Energy. Don't even that. Why do you even wake up this morning? Why are you even going to your current job? Why are you even working in your current job? Why are you, ask that question. You're doing it for the money, get a career? Well, I did Ambit for the money. In the beginning, it's all about the money. I needed to get out of this rat race. I was so rat, I was like a mouse. You know? It was like that. I was getting ready to be trapped somewhere, and then so that was, I'm there for that. Okay, now, first things first, be a leader. If you have just one small, simple consultant in your downline, automatically you're a leader. You're in the level of me, you're in the level of Doug Parker, Jared, the Duncans, you're in that level. Automatically, by default, you're a leader. And you know, after that part, it's no longer about you. It's no longer about you, the person you see in the mirror, nothing about your hair, your nails, your time, nothing. It's about them. You have to help them get their check. You have to help them, show them how to get that check. It doesn't matter how much, it show them the how. How to get it. Register 2 customers, $100. Go for that one. But by you helping them, leading from the front, automatically you grow in your business. Your residual, the effort's there. I love having these phone calls with my downline where they say, hey, Thanksgiving's coming up. I'm looking for a plane ticket to see my mom up in, I think, Minnesota. The plane ticket costs $200 and something. I said, you know what? You're regional now. Go, sign up 5 customers in other states out there. Get a consultant, and they give you $315. Automatic, and then you be there with them to help them as a leader to get that so they can really find their why to get there, right? And how do you lead?